look like they're getting used in this particular demos. But if you talk to majority of them, I'm going to show you what sentiments they're sharing across the media this morning. It looks as if they have a reason to go to the street. Tom, you told me yesterday that the youth are now in between the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio demonstrations, that you, as youth leaders, have to find a way to make sure that the youth are safe. Is the safety of the youth a concern now, Tom, really, in these demos?
It's an urgent concern. The safety of the youth is an urgent concern because you understand,
yes,
our dynamics, people who have always been used to achieve ambitions, and especially political ambitions, are the young people. The young people in the essence.
Yes, Tom. We keep on saying that the youth are getting used, but then the leaders organizing these demonstrations are telling you, no, the youth are cognizant of the fact that the cost of living is high. That's why they're joining us.
Yes, there's a reason why the youths have the reason to participate in the ongoing demonstration.
Yes.
However, one thing we must accept, hooliganism is not participation. Hooliganism is a crime that must be condemned.
This hooliganism, is it coming from the youth?
Hooligans,
yes,
are also taking advantage of the current situation. Yes, we agree the cost of living is very high, and I can tell you the youths are fighting the government against their promises. What the government did was to give a timeline to the promises immediately they are sent to the office. They said exactly after this certain period, you'll see the cost of hunger going down. You'll see this and this going down. Now youths, now youths are feeling betrayed. In that betrayal, they are trying to express their anger, though not in a conversant way. In a way that majority understand, because the way they are trying to express their views,
yes,
leaves more casualties than expected solutions. So that calls for a responsible leadership to show direction, to convince the young people,
yes,
that demonstration doesn't mean destruction of properties. Demonstration simply means you express your dissatisfaction. I'm dissatisfied by this. You promised me this and this. However, my constitutional right,
yes,
also allows me to remind you in a peaceful manner the things you promised me, the things I expect from your government, and the things that made me to vote for you.
Tom, if you look at the reaction of the Kenya Kwanza government that is calling for more time against the promises that they made during their campaigns, would that be reason enough for us to see the reaction that we're seeing from majority of Kenyans at this particular time? Because rightly, as you're saying, they came in and introduced a timeline to their promises, which after getting into government, they started negating, coming to tell us, well, we thought we would do it, but indeed the situation on the ground is different. Give us more time. Would that necessitate this kind of reaction now?
That's a necessity, and it's a blanket reason. A blanket reason in the essence that when you are sent to power,
yes,
there's the other side of giving promise, and there's another side of implementing policy. So a serious government will only be realized by the manner how they handle the policies, both the existing and the new proposed ones. If your policy still continues to press people to the wall, then you will always fail. You'll always face what we call a rebellion.
Yes.
And that rebellion will come directly from those who supported you, because they voted for you based on some promises that you gave to them, based on some good deeds that you placed on the table.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So once you go against those, and in this case, the only problem people have with the Kenya Kwanza government is their timely promises. How I wish they were specific enough to tell people that this thing won't work as soon as you expect. Because one, we have the policy. Once you're sent to power, there's the whole budget making process. There's organizing your own government. You start from organizing the government. Then you have to move to the supplementary budget making process. These are all processes that takes time. You have to balance in between what works for devolution, what works for the national government. So once you avoid those considerations into the equation, you will find yourself running your own way, minus the people who supported you.
Yes. Never mind. Let me bring you into this conversation just before we look at then exactly where the disconnect is in terms of solving the youth issues in this country as it is. When you look at some of the reactions of the Kenya Kwanza government, let me even start on the Finance Act 2023, which, as we do know, still has not been implemented because the court essentially issued conservatory orders barring its implementation. Well, if you look at a government that is saying we are a hustler government, that is talking to the youth, let's talk about the cost of fuel in the country. If we are cognizant of the fact that 67% of the youth, that 67% of the Kenyan population is a youth, then you would also know very well the majority of them are going to find themselves in these businesses for border business in the country. So if you are